Get ready for a high-octane rush. We're diving into the biggest stories in motorsport, and you won't want to miss a single second. First up, rewind to 2001 and a heartbreaking moment for a Formula One legend. On April 29th, Mika Hakkinen was poised for victory at the Spanish Grand Prix, leading the race on the very last lap. But a sudden clutch failure brought his McLaren MP416 to a screeching halt, snatching away a potential win and marking a turning point in his career. We'll relive the drama, the rivalries with David Coulthard and Michael Schumacher, and the devastating end to Hakkinen's championship hopes. It's a story of triumph and tragedy on the track.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Now, shifting gears to the present, we're counting down to the Miami Grand Prix. But this isn't just about the race itself. We're taking you behind the scenes to explore a truly unique moment in Formula One history. Last year, McLaren's chief marketing officer, Lou McEwen, found herself unexpectedly stepping onto the podium alongside Oscar Piastri after his incredible victory. It was a historic moment, the 11th woman to ever stand on an F1 podium. We'll hear directly from Lou about the whirlwind experience, the champagne showers, and what it means to represent McLaren in such a special way. Get ready for a story of teamwork, surprise, and a celebration like no other. Next, we're heading to Japan, where Aston Martin is working tirelessly to address persistent vibration issues with their AMR26 power unit. After a challenging start to the season, the team kept their car at the Honda factory in Sakura for extensive dyno testing, aiming to refine the integration between the engine and chassis. We'll break down the technical challenges, the collaborative efforts between Aston Martin and Honda, and the potential impact of these changes on performance, especially as they head to the hot and demanding Miami Grand Prix. Can they unlock the AMR26's full potential? Finally, Formula One is undergoing a significant shift with new regulations designed to reshape the racing dynamic. The FIA has implemented scalpel changes to curb the influence of electrical power, aiming to restore driver skill and enhance safety. We'll explore these rule adjustments, including limits on the overtake boost mode and changes to battery recharge rates, and discuss how they're expected to impact the Miami Grand Prix and the future of Formula One. Don't miss out on these thrilling updates. Subscribe to our channel, hit that bell icon, and stay tuned for all the latest motorsport news. 23 years ago today, Formula One witnessed a heartbreaking end to Mika Hakkinen's illustrious career. At the 2001 Spanish Grand Prix, the two-time world champion was poised for victory, leading the race on the very last lap. However, his McLaren MP416 suffered a sudden clutch failure, forcing him to coast to a stop just before the Campsa corner, shattering his hopes of a fourth Barcelona win. The race had been a tense tactical battle with Michael Schumacher, who had initially secured pole position. Hakkinen attempted strategic overcuts, ultimately emerging in the lead, only to be undone by the mechanical issue. Schumacher, experiencing a concerning vibration, had even considered a third pit stop before realizing the issue was manageable. The Finn, reflecting on the moment, expressed disbelief at his impending victory, only to be confronted with the devastating reality of the clutch failure. In a poignant display of sportsmanship, Schumacher offered his sympathy, acknowledging the misfortune of the situation. This dramatic event marked a turning point for Hakkinen, who secured just one more win in the remaining races of the season before McLaren announced Kimi Räikkönen would replace him in 2002. While initially announced as a sabbatical, Hakkinen ultimately retired from Formula One in July 2002, leaving behind a legacy marked by both triumph and this unforgettable last-lap heartbreak. McLaren's chief marketing officer, Lou McEwen, is reflecting on her historic Formula One podium experience in Miami, a year after becoming the 11th woman to achieve the feat. The unexpected moment came after Oscar Piastri secured McLaren's fifth win of the season, with CEO Zak Brown famously texting McEwen, "If we win, you're up." Despite the surprise, McEwen found herself navigating a unique and unscripted situation. There's no rulebook for it. While F1 is known for its precision, the podium ceremony offers a rare opportunity for team members beyond the drivers to represent the wider organization. McEwen recounted the whirlwind of events, from the initial shock to the champagne spray, a surprisingly intense experience, and the brief but valuable advice from former McLaren driver Jenson Button. The significance of her achievement resonated further when she learned she was the first member of McLaren's commercial team to grace the podium, highlighting the crucial role of commercial and marketing departments in the team's success. McEwen's story is not just about a personal triumph, but also a symbol of the sport's evolving landscape, inspiring young women and demonstrating increased representation within F1. Following her podium appearance, CFO Laura Bowden also joined the exclusive group, further solidifying the shift towards greater inclusivity. Despite the chaotic aftermath, a champagne-soaked flight and a delayed shower, McEwen cherishes the moment and the shared pride with her team, family, and McLaren supporters worldwide. Aston Martin and Honda are intensifying their efforts to address persistent vibration issues plaguing the AMR26 Formula One car. Following the Japanese Grand Prix, one AMR26 chassis remained at Honda's Sakura factory for extensive dyno bench testing, allowing engineers to study the vibration phenomenon under realistic conditions and develop targeted countermeasures. These vibrations, amplified by the chassis acting as a resonance chamber, have severely impacted reliability, leading to battery failures and even Fernando Alonso's retirement in China due to limb numbness. While initial corrective measures at Suzuka allowed Alonso to finish a race, the road to a solution remains challenging. Honda engineers, with support from Aston Martin personnel, are focusing on the integration between the engine and chassis, with further improvements anticipated for the Miami Grand Prix. Shintaro Orihara, Honda F1 trackside general manager, emphasized that these improvements are unlikely to result in a significant power boost until the introduction of the ADUO, but will focus on drivability and energy management, particularly in slow-speed corners. The Miami Grand Prix, a sprint weekend with only one 90-minute practice session, presents a unique challenge, requiring rapid optimization of settings and cooling specifications under warm conditions, a key concern given the AMR26's pre-season cooling struggles in Bahrain. While software optimizations offer some immediate gains, their implementation will be increasingly limited as the season progresses. Formula One returns with significant changes aimed at recalibrating the balance between driver skill and electrical power, debuting at this week's Miami Grand Prix. These adjustments stem from driver concerns, including potential F1 departure threats from Max Verstappen, about the increasing reliance on battery power, which often led to unpredictable overtakes and a perceived reduction in driver control. Champion Lando Norris even experienced accidental overtakes due to unexpected power surges. While some, like Toto Wolff, initially advocated for subtle changes, the FIA, led by Nicolas Tombazis, has implemented a package of regulations to address these issues. A key change is a cap on the boost mode power, alongside limits to electrical power in specific areas, enhancing safety and controllability, particularly in wet conditions. Qualifying will now prioritize sustained speed over battery recharging, though overall lap times may decrease. Despite these changes, drivers will still have limited direct control over power deployment, with algorithms largely managing the electrical output. The FIA acknowledges the possibility of further adjustments after reviewing data from the upcoming 8 races before the August break, facing a resource disparity with the 11 teams, combined 3,000 engineers. The long-term future of F1 regulations, beyond 2030, also remains a key consideration.